Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and today I have a unique pleasure of sitting with two gentlemen who have contributed to our society not only as physicians but also as socially committed individuals who have served through various organizations. Today, as we speak to them, I first of all welcome Dr. Ajay Lodha and Dr. Suresh Reddy. Namaskar.
Namaste.
And Dr. Ajay Lodha, I begin with you. You have served as president of many organizations, including AAPI. You have served AAPI in various capacities, and as I see right now, you are in a senior position as senior advisor to the president, and you are also chair to long-term finance committee of AAPI. And Dr. Lodha has been active with various other organizations, as mentioned, that includes RANA in particular, that I am reminded of. And with you, I have the pleasure of welcoming for the first time to ITV studio Dr. Suresh Reddy ji. Reddy ji, namaskar के साथ आपका स्वागत. And it is very rare that you come across some individuals who have served at higher positions in the academic level, and then they also are not shying away from their role as socially committed professionals and individuals. So Suresh Reddy ji served at Harvard as Harvard faculty for 10 years, and currently he is chairman of Heinz Education Medical Center. There is another name which is Loyola University Medical Center. So keeping both of them in mind and his contribution as president of AAPI, we'll talk a lot about what is the focus of AAPI currently and how they want to move in the future with various challenges as well as opportunities. So, Dr. Ajay, based on your own experience as president of AAPI and the way you see when young, comparatively younger, from younger generation physicians like Dr. Suresh Reddy takes this responsibility, your thoughts?
You know, I have been in AAPI for many years and have worked very hard. And I'm very happy that AAPI is in very good hands. Dr. Suresh Reddy is definitely one of the most capable presidents, and the way he is going to lead the AAPI, his thoughts, I have a lot of time, several personal discussions with him, and I'm very happy that the person who is coming after us will take AAPI into new heights. He's young, dynamic, energetic, and above all, his zeal to do something for AAPI. As you know, AAPI is a very big organization comprising of almost 100,000 physicians, and I just want to repeat again that every 7th patient in this country is treated by a doctor, Indian doctor, who is part of AAPI. So AAPI has a very wide scope, very wide margin, I would say, and definitely leadership in this organization means a lot, where this organization will go and how far we can go. So I think further I will limit my talks because I am the past president now and senior advisor, and let the young guy who is sitting next to me speak more about AAPI, more about what his plans are, what he can do, how much he can take AAPI up to what height, up to what level. So let's hear from him.
Absolutely. Dr. Before we come to AAPI, looking at your camera, which is this, and when you look at your experience with Harvard Medical Center, what is it that made you take interest in AAPI?
I have been closely associated with my alumni association. I come from Osmania University, and I have been heavily involved for more than even during my college days in establishing education centers, education conference halls and e-libraries, and I have been involved, but after being in US for so long and being on Harvard faculty, I have realized that we also have huge potential here, and we can do several charity events, service oriented events, education, mentoring, research events in United States and India, and I wanted to expand and I want to develop as a complete, not just confined to academy as an academician. I want to confine to extend my capabilities to social and charity works. That's why I showed interest in AAPI, and once I reached my academic goals, then I slowly extended my scope and started working for AAPI. AAPI is an amazing organization of amazing number of physicians. AAPI represents the interests of almost 100,000 Indian physicians in United States, including medical students and residents. We are an enormous force in this society, and we can definitely contribute in various ways for education, in the charity, for the young medical students, and also for the lay public, and also
So-
in the implementation of health policies.
Yeah, when you mention Dr. Reddy, if I show you this pen here, take a look at the pen in my hand. So here is a pen. Now, if I make use of this pen and I write something which is meaningful for me, as well as if I share with Dr. Lodha, then it is of interest. So many laymen who are probably knowing a little bit about AAPI, they feel that AAPI is an organization which is like a club for physicians, and it is not actually doing anything for a common man like me. Keeping that in mind, and I have had some occasion of discussions with Dr. Ajay Lodha when we were talking about the medical services in America, and if I seek your input on what is happening in terms of during Obamacare, and there was a lot of confusion. Have we moved past that phase, and are we at a better position in terms of physicians and patients relationship?
Yeah, definitely. I fully agree with you, Ashok ji. And we have almost AAPI Indian physicians have worked almost 38 years in the past 38 years since the inception of AAPI, trying to mold it, and they have all the senior leaders, including my senior mentors, including Dr. Sudhir Parekh ji. They have molded AAPI in such a way that we have a strong say in development of healthcare policies. We align our energies with American Medical Association. Ours is the second largest medical association after American Medical Association, and we have a international. We also have international lobby, international liaison in American Medical Association. To keep it short, yes, we have a strong say in the development of healthcare policies, not only in India, even in United States.
So talking about health policy and some of the goals that you mentioned, and I also want to mention as interventional neuroradiology expert based now in Chicago, you bring some additional insight to AAPI board, and keeping that in mind, when we talk about different objectives that you mentioned, and let's begin by education. Education is definitely important, and allow me to add that also share how you are collaborating with your counterparts in India.
So education is again multiple. We have two. One is health education, another one is medical education. Health education is educating the lay people. So every year we have a annual convention in United States and also in India. We pick one city in India usually where the president of the organization comes from, and this year we did in Hyderabad. So we focus on two main educational components. One is health education for the lay people. That's included the adopt a village. That means some of our members adopt a village in India of usually their own native village, and help in building lavatories, discussions of women hygiene, especially for the adolescent girls, and prevention of airborne diseases, prevention of waterborne diseases. Our focus is more on the prevention than the curative, because that is where you get the maximum for your buck. And in India, the prevention is given the least importance because it's not immediately gratifying. So we focus on the prevention part, and also on the curative part. We have in the recent Hyderabad Global Summit, we had at least 7 to 10 workshops in different subjects, and we collaborated with local physicians, local experts, local trainees. And for coming to the medical education, we conducted several quiz and research competitions for the medical students from various medical colleges.
Dr. Reddy, if I may interrupt you, and I want to compliment both of you as well as AAPI for working with Indian government. So at your summit, Vice President himself inaugurated, he was a part of it, and Health Minister, Central Health Minister also participated, and as you mentioned about the quiz competition for medical students, over 20 medical colleges and 100 students, and there were many workshops. So what I want to learn from you is, how do you see the approach of upcoming Indian physicians in terms of their willingness to update themselves with the latest advanced medical knowledge?
Thank you, Ashok ji. As you know, the world has become very small. It is now diseases are not limited to one country. Everything is global now. The diseases are global, the treatments are global, the physicians are global. So it's even the remotest place in India has access to the, if they go online, they can get the most up-to-date information. So coming to the point, it has become so small, so the relation, the technology has brought all the physicians so close, and the interaction and exchange of ideas and is so easy these days. And we also signed an MOU with Apollo Hospital, who are doing great services in rural area, and we are giving second opinions for the most remotest places in India. So they can just go online and send us their reports, their labs, and one of our AAPI member picks them up and gives a second opinion the next day. So we have directly communicated, and we are very closely in contact with the most remotest place in India with these advanced technologies. So as I said, the world has become so small, and we would like to, the exchange of information has become so easy, and exchange of education has become so easy.
Ayushman Bharat, it's like a very innovative, a sort of a revolutionary plan or government's approach in extending potential help to crores of people in one go. How do you see its effectiveness, and in what way do you see the role of AAPI in the context of what is offered through Ayushman Bharat?
Actually, Ashok, you really raised a very good point, and I want to tell you that although we all are allopathic doctors, but definitely AAPI is taking a big role in developing the alternative medicine also. And India also, they have a big branch known as Ayush, which is comprising of Ayush stands for Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and Homeopathy. So during my time when I was a president, we started our first workshop, and with the, I also published a book also, which that book was a journal type of thing, where we took 12 important diseases and combined those diseases with the alternative medicine. There are a lot of diseases which in our field has no cure, but when you combine with yoga or with Ayurveda or with other branches, alternative medicine, patients can get benefited. So this year also in Hyderabad also we had a very big conference, a workshop on alternative medicine, and we invited people in each branch, the famous celebrities from all over the country. So they gave their thoughts. So what I was telling you, that definitely AAPI is not only looking into one aspect, but also looking into several different aspects where we can help the patients in their own language, in their own way, how a lot of diseases like arthritis, joint pains, premenstrual syndrome, diabetes, hypothyroidism, there are a lot of factors, diseases we took over. So where we can combine both of these things and help the patient.
And
so,
coming to Ayushman Bharat,
absolutely.
It is a dream of our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji. We had a discussion with our chief guest who came to the global summit, Honorable Vice President Venkaiah Naidu Garu, our Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan, and the Telangana State Health Minister Mr. Itel Rajendra Garu. And we had Ayushman Bharat is where that's a Modi's dream to cover all Indians under health coverage. Every Indian has a right to access health care, and that's a world-class health care. And it's a great project, and I commend the Modi ji's government for this, and we will support in whichever way they would like us to support.
And Dr. Reddy, if I may request you to dig into your experience of being at Harvard, a member of Harvard faculty, and indeed let me mention this again that the gentleman is interventional neuroradiologist. I brought that again and I am underlining it because now when we talk about alternative medicine and someone coming from this kind of a background, and we have seen most of the time people who are considered very, very knowledgeable or expert in their own field, they kind of used to, maybe not anymore, used to look down upon the alternative medicine. So Ayurveda and Homeopathy, they say it's okay, and they would have a sort of a smile which would tell you that he's not saying what he's thinking. But I think things are changing now. The medical faculties, even probably at Harvard, have started appreciating the value that can be imparted by alternative medicine. So I will combine my question with you, connecting it with your role as a mentor. So there is a young physician, he comes up to you and he's in a dilemma that he feels that maybe if I make use of alternative medicine, it would help my patient better, but shouldn't I? So how would you address that?
Thank you, Ashokji. That's a great question. Alternative medicine, especially let's take Ayurveda and Siddha and Yoga, these have been there for more than 5,000 years. The allopathic medicine has only been there for less than 1,000 years or more. Allopathic medicine does not explain all the conditions and all the medical and health related phenomena happening. It can only explain a small percentage. There is still a lot of medical and health related issues which we have no clue. And Ayurvedic medicine and other alternative forms of medicine, they have treatments for some diseases which allopathy does not have. I am not endorsing any or putting one down and increasing other, but every medicine has a role, and most importantly, mind over body. Mind plays the highest role, and so these alternative medicines, they all have a role to play. The only thing is some of them do not have the exact explanations, some of them have not done randomized controlled studies. That is the only reason they are looked down upon, but I strongly think they have a strong role to play.
Just want to add that in this country also now 27 states have already adopted alternative medicine as a authorized branch where physicians are licensed to practice alternative medicine. All the big universities in this country has also now have incorporated alternative medicine as one of the very important branch of medicine. The yearly annual budget has grown in last 5 years from it was close to about $3 billion to $12 billion
Wow.
of alternative medicine. So you can see the scope and the way it is progressing, this branch. And definitely, if I get power, or I would definitely involve alternative medicine with allopathic medicine. Combination of these two medicine can be definitely very, very helpful to our patients.
So things should move in a way that they are helpful for common man, and they should not be guided by some commercial oriented mindset is what we all wish for. And in the limited time that I have with both of you, Dr. Reddy, I would like to learn a little bit about your immediate future plans for AAPI. And I also understand you will be going to various countries with delegation of 150 physicians in near future.
Yes, so thank you, Ashokji, and we have several programs going on. One of the most popular one is where the AAPI members go with their families as a team, as a delegation to various countries for educational CME programs, and also recently we went as a delegation to Israel and Jordan, and we did CPR projects in Jordan with the Resuscitation Council of Jordan. So what we do is we go there and we try to train the local university graduates in basic life support, where if you see a bystander, person collapses on the street, how to revive, how to keep the person sustained until the emergency team comes in, like mouth-to-mouth breathing or chest compressions, and keep them alive. So that's called a basic life support. And next we are also going to Antarctica and Venezuela, where we'll be interacting with some school students and university students to train them. And this is we go along with the families. And coming to we also have another annual meeting coming in Chicago, where we have multiple educational programs for lay people, for students, and for also our own doctors.
So there are many things happening under the umbrella of AAPI, and taking the advantage of President Dr. Ajay Lodha, past president of AAPI, and currently he is also a senior advisor to president, with whom he is sitting right now. There is one objective which is referred to as charity. So you, I believe, work with various not-for-profit organizations in India and in America also. So Dr. Lodha, based on your own experience of AAPI's various projects that you have seen over a period of so many years, do you also have a mechanism of some feedback, and how gratifying it is for you that this was the objective and we actually ended up helping certain people? And I'm aware personally, meaning Dr. Ajay Lodha.
Me, meaning Dr. Ajay Lodha. That's a good question. You're putting me on the spot, definitely. But Ashokji, there has been several projects. And AAPI's organization is made of doctors, and a lot of doctors, if you count as a whole, individually are doing a lot of projects in India also, and they are motivated. What does AAPI do? AAPI is helping these doctors if they want to do something in their own country, how to facilitate it, because we don't want AAPI as organization is not like a body, something is there, it's made up of several bodies. Okay, so there are a lot of good feedbacks are there, and we, this time when the health minister was there, I put him the question to the health minister also. I said, listen, if AAPI doctors wants to come and donate their time, what can you do? So he immediately said that he's going to implement this policy. If any AAPI doctor wants to come to India, donate its time, they will give them immediately interim license. That's very good.
Great. That's great.
Yes, he said, I will give them interim license. Anybody wants to come, wants to donate their time, not for money, for purpose of charity, for purpose of treatment, they will help. AAPI has done several projects in the past. Every time when there is a disaster, AAPI has donated money to collection. In the floods, in the earthquake, AAPI has always been involved in all these activities. Not in India, in United States also, like we did leukemia foundation, obesity, veterans obesity. So there are a lot of things going on.
Thank you, Dr. Lodha and Dr. Suresh ji. As we move towards the concluding part of our conversation, I understand AAPI signed MOU with Apollo Hospital you mentioned, and there is one MOU you mentioned earlier off the camera about clean drinking water. What is that, and how it is working out?
The founder of this project is Mr. Reddy and the Sumit Raula, and what exactly this process is, in each village they set up these clean drinking water projects, and we signed an MOU that we will try to support, our members will support some of these projects, and if they need any medical information, we'll try to help them. Clean drinking water is extremely important in India, because most of the diseases in India are waterborne, and the sanitation system and the drinking water system is not still clean and pure. And if you can control the clean drinking water and sanitation system in India, you can get rid of almost 50% of the waterborne diseases.
Absolutely, and it plays an important role. If you live healthy, then your experience of life is qualitatively different, as well as you are more in a position to contribute to the society. And as Dr. Ajay Lodha and Dr. Suresh Reddy ji are contributing in their own way, last 30 seconds for you, Dr. Reddy. And this question is connected to mentorship and residency. So you help some young physicians in finding residency also. How that?
Yeah, so that is also our mission. In our mission statement, we do mentorship programs for even starting from high school. How to, if they are interested in becoming physicians, to guide them. Then we mentor the medical schools, because we have a strong young physician section and the medical student section. So we provide mentorships to who are interested in going to medical school. We also provide mentorship to medical students who are already in medical schools and young physicians to find future careers and future job opportunities. We are also providing a special mentorship to medical students coming from India and also medical students coming from Caribbean medical schools.
Wonderful. Thank you very much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Ajay Lodha ji, Dr. Suresh Reddy ji.
Thank you, Ashok ji.
Both of them serving from AAPI, and there is much more that we would learn from them down the line. But for now, I really appreciate the time that both of you have taken out to talk to our viewers today with lots of good wishes.
Thank you so much.
This is Ashok Vyas thanking Dr. Ajay Lodha and Dr. Suresh Reddy ji with lots of good wishes. Namaskar.